as those in support of the government are out, those against the government are out. Rocks being thrown, being described as a vicious street battle. Anderson Cooper has been in Cairo for the past several days. Anderson is with me now. Anderson, tell me your vantage point and describe what you're seeing today and how it is much different from what we have been seeing for the past several days and the past week.
Well, I mean, TJ, these are stunning developments. I just tried to make my way to Liberation Square. I got about as far as the Egyptian Museum. I was with my team, Marianne Fox, producer, Neil Halsworth, my cameraman, when the crowd essentially set on us. One man grabbed my Neil's camera, started screaming, "No, no," trying to take the camera from him. We intervened peacefully, and literally that was the switch that ignited the crowd. And they just set upon us, punching us, kicking us. A few people in the crowd tried to help by trying to stop the crowd, but we had, I mean, literally a mob of people surround us. Just, you know, I got punched in the head probably a good 10 times or so. And we literally ended up being turned around by the crowd, and we tried to walk because we didn't want to run, because if we started to run, the crowd would, you know, sense fear and attack us even more. All of us are fine. My producer was roughed up. My female producer was roughed up. They are in the square, and frankly, one of the few situations I've been in, we're literally for about 5 or 10 minutes as we were trying to escape back to the location that we're now in, we were followed by a mob of anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 people who were alternately, you know, kicking us, punching us, throwing rocks, bottles at us, water at us, whatever they could. It would sort of lull for a little bit, and then someone in the crowd would kind of run up, punch me in the head, and that would ignite the crowd again. So it was an incredibly touchy situation. I mean, what is so shocking about this is that the Egyptian military is standing by. I mean, there are tanks. They control access to the square, as we've seen over the previous 8 days. When they want to, they can control who goes where, who gets into the square. They could separate these two groups incredibly easily. They are literally standing by on their tanks, on their armored personnel carriers, watching this. Finally, an Egyptian soldier, after about 10 minutes of us being set upon by this crowd, and when we were about half a block away from the location where we were trying to get to safety, one soldier kind of intervened, but frankly that did nothing. The crowd ignored him, continued all up until we were able to get indoors and escape from them. It is a very touchy situation, and to see the Egyptian military standing by is shocking.
Anderson, it sounds like you have made it to safety now. That's good to hear. But down in the crowd, can you even make out which side is which? Who's who? Who is even coming after and attacking you guys? And also, you mentioned the Army standing by. Does it appear the Army right now is outnumbered?
Well, it's clear. I know exactly who is attacking us. It's the pro-Mubarak forces. There's no doubt about it. The pro-Mubarak forces are in an area near the Egyptian Museum, and we had to walk through that area, try to walk through that area in order to get to sort of the front lines between the two groups. We never made it that far. We made it about to the entrance to the Egyptian Museum before the crowd set upon us. We were able to walk through the crowd for about 5 minutes of pro-Mubarak supporters, and people would, yell pro-Mubarak statements at us, and of course, that's what we're there for, to record that sort of stuff. But we suddenly became the focus of it, and weren't able to go no further, and literally had to make an escape. I mean, it was very, very ugly, and had an order been given, there's no telling what the crowd would have done. I mean, they are enraged, and they are there to prove a point. They've come to that square. There's a reason they are in that square today. Last night, there was a mob of pro-Mubarak supporters outside our live shot location, yelling, throwing rocks at us, in what was clearly an orchestrated effort, because there had been a government-backed event late into the night, around 4 or 5 a.m., a pro-Mubarak event, and then the crowds were kind of walking around after that. But so now clearly they've gone to try to confront the anti-Mubarak demonstrators and prove a point, and that's what they're doing. And I don't think it's a question of the Egyptian military being outnumbered. these guys have tanks and APCs. They could stop this very quickly if they wanted to. They are very efficient and have been controlling this area for days now. They have enough troops in position. They simply are standing by.
Yeah, and we were actually seeing some video as you were talking, pretty amazing juxtaposed scenes. One higher up that we saw a few moments ago, people actually kneeling down and praying. A huge crowd of people praying. We're seeing that picture again. But then just off to the left of that scene, there appeared to be another scuffle where people were attacking one group, a larger group attacking a smaller group of people there. But again, we're watching people kneel down in prayer right now. You described such a harrowing scene not long ago. I'm wondering if there's been some sort of calm that's descended upon the Liberation Square at this time.
I'm seeing the prayer right now. It's not clear to me. Let me just look at sort of one of the flashpoints. Right now, there is now sort of a no man's land. I'm now looking over the scene where I was just in front of the Egyptian Museum. There seems to be kind of a no man's land now right in front of the Egyptian Museum between the two groups, between the pro-Mubarak forces and the anti-Mubarak protesters who have been in that square for the last 9 days. I saw pro-Mubarak protesters retreating quickly about 5 minutes ago, and now there does seem to be some sort of a no man's land established. I'm not clear how that was made, whether that was military intervene or whether just people in the crowd sort of trying to control themselves. But most people are still milling around. This thing is not over.
All right, we continue to watch these pictures. Our Anderson Cooper in a safe spot now. And Anderson, we're describing as we are watching these pictures. Again, we are seeing these as our viewers are seeing them. People being carried off, the injured being carried off. This is happening in Tahrir Square, where two sides are clashing. Two different groups, two different camps of Egyptians, pro-Mubarak and anti-Mubarak, after the president just yesterday said he is going to step down, but just not when a lot of the protesters wanted him to. They want him to go immediately. He says